welcome address by
women globally. Today is Women's Day. And on behalf of the people and government of Ondo State, we extol and congratulate all our women in Ondo State, mothers and wives and sisters, and to assure you that Edo is different. In Edo, we not only respect and extol our women, but we see them as equals. Because we appreciate the role women play in our society. Without our mothers, wives, daughters, sisters, we will not be able to achieve social cohesion and social stability. You create for us that sense of community. You're the glue that holds our communities, our societies together through the family. So today, I'm joining the rest of the world to appreciate the role our women continue to play in our society. We may not be standing here with you today, myself and my deputy, if not for the role of you women last year. From word to word, the tenacity which you displayed during the day of our elections I recall vividly after the announcement, women of all ages and strata across the 3 senatorial districts of this state stood out in unison, thanking God, singing, chanting, and dancing as a result of our victory. I want to especially thank you. I want to thank all the women of Edo State and to assure you that by the grace of God, we will maintain our promise to make Edo great again. I can testify personally because in the last 1 year, since March 23rd last year, we hosted a daily COVID calls, which either I chair or the deputy governor chairs. And that has given us a first-hand experience of the kind of work women undertake in our healthcare system across the country. So I want us today to specially acknowledge, recognize, appreciate with gratitude the women, the frontline workers in our fight against COVID-19. Our nurses, our first responders, the lab technologists who move samples from sites to laboratories, who bring back results, and all of those in the centers, the treatment centers, who continue to care for those who have been affected by this virus. We should singularly stand them out this year for appreciation because they are the heroes and heroines of our fight against COVID. I said in the beginning that we see women as equals in Edo, at least my government. And it is on record that the key areas we've made the most achievements as a government have been those that have been led by women. In education, in healthcare, in creating jobs, in the judiciary. Women have provided leadership and it has made a significant difference in our state. So I'm giving you a commitment today that as governor of Edo State, I'm going to do all I can with the powers that have been given to me by God and the Constitution to make sure that before I leave office, we will see significant change in the level of women representation in our politics. This conference, which is addressing the vulnerabilities of women in the COVID era as a means of achieving a more gender equal and inclusive society, is very, very apt. And as your governor, I want to say here today that we have to do more for our women. And I'm saying it with all sense of seriousness because of the experience I went through last week. You know, we have sent out a lot of enumerators, young men and women, to go across the state to enumerate and get data for our project, our mega project, Making Edo Great Again. And every Monday, I review that data with them. Last week, or a couple of 2 weeks ago, as I reviewed the Uredo data, I realized that they had enumerated 3,200 widows. This morning, as our response and as our own gift to women, Edo State will be launching a 1 billion naira fund for widows. Who have been affected, whose livelihoods have been grievously affected as a result of COVID-19. We will immediately seed that fund with 250 million naira and go around and work with our partners, with financial and non-financial partners, to raise the balance, and that fund will be managed professionally, not politically. Mostly by women, to address that group of very, very vulnerable women. Because if we don't, the consequences for our society will be too dire.
We're speaking to governments and we're speaking to political parties that the inclusion of worthy women must begin in earnest in this country. We saw here in Edo State how the women made the difference in the politics in this state, in the campaign and in the past elections. The governor is always proud to acknowledge women as his biggest backbone and support in politics and in government. And Edo must be an example for the rest of Nigeria. And I'm looking to see more women come back, more worthy women enter this new administration at all levels, as commissioners, as SSAs or SAs, if that's going to come back, as legislators when the time comes, as heads of agencies, as office holders in a PDP, which is the party in the state now, as councillors, local government chairpersons, chairmen, that must happen. And when it continues to happen in Edo State, others will now begin to take a cue. When we're talking about cultural influences and all of those things, how we should be talking to, as we are protecting our girls, part of it must include us women, especially the mothers, talking to the boys, to our sons, teaching them how to be domesticated, teaching them how, getting them involved in everything that the child does in the house, so that they don't feel superior. That's where it starts. So that the boys don't feel superior to the girls, and the boys don't look down on the girls. And the boys have respect for the girls. You know, we mothers must begin to do that in society. We are the ones who talk about cultural biases against us, but we are the ones who also perpetrate it. That's the point he made, which is really true. We must set the example. We must take it upon ourselves to begin to bring about these changes in our homes, first and foremost. And when it happens in the home, then it's happened everywhere in society. A part of what the brilliant panel discussed here about the things we need to do as government and as stakeholders in this country to bridge or close the gender gap that's been widened, you know, especially with the onslaught of COVID-19 last year. And this is a worldwide phenomenon. It's not just Nigeria that has suffered under this scourge. The whole world has suffered. So it's a good thing that we're very aware in our country and beginning all over the country, all of us governors' wives have a reason to the challenge. Incidentally, this thing started with the movement that the governors' wives have now. You know, we came together as a coalition to begin to address gender-based violence. It was packed off by the rape and death of Owa here in Waila, here in Edo State. I did a national broadcast condemning the act and calling for, you know, government and people to rise, you know, against and fight the scourge. And so that's kicked off the collaboration of all governors' wives to rise up and begin to fight and do our bit to stop this madness in our country. So it's brought about the birth of many good things in this whole fight against gender-based violence, and also it's dovetailing also in doing our best to support our husbands in their what they're doing in the various states to help bridge gender divide. Okay, so that's what this is all about. So on this 8th day of March 2021, with all glory and thanks to God, and with great joy and pride, I launch the project and initiative in collaboration with FarmFort, the Office of the Wife of Governor of Edo State. In collaboration with FarmFort, we launch the Edo Women for Agriculture and Enterprise Project Phase 3.